This next segment is for all the lovebirds out there. December through February is the most popular time for Canadian couples to get engaged. Who knew? If you're thinking of starting the new year off with a little bling on a certain finger, there are a few things you should know before popping the question. Alison McGill is the editor-in-chief of Wedding Bells. She joins us in studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, if this is a hot time to talk engagements, we need the tips from the pro.
Well, that's why I'm here. It's engagement season. You're absolutely right. It is a thing. And so we were just talking earlier, everyone's seen on their Instagram, their Facebook, their friends are calling them, texting them, everyone's engaged.
Everyone is engaged.
And so some people aren't yet engaged. So we're going to talk about proposals and engagements here today, the do's and the don'ts.
Okay, well, let's start first with the don't. You say don't do this at a family dinner or party. Why not?
Not romantic. You know, you want that to be an intimate moment between the two of you. So if you're doing it with the whole family there, I think it loses a little bit of the intimacy. And also, you want to be guaranteed, like, you're going to get the answer that you want.
Right, right. And I imagine in those situations, there's a lot of pressure for the girl or the person being asked to say yes and make it that magical moment. And you want it to be sincere and have them say yes for the right reason, not just because everyone's staring at them.
Exactly.
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 This is an interesting one that seems counterproductive for all those planners out there, but you say don't rehearse it.
Okay, so what I mean by that is you can certainly have the event like staged and rehearsed and thought about because we know epic proposals are huge. But when I say don't rehearse so much the wording because you want it to be very heartfelt. So you don't want it to sound scripted ever because I think, again, that takes away from the romance. So, and again, sometimes there's so much pressure on guys these days to have these epic monolithic proposals. You know, it's okay to scale it down sometimes and just think intimate and romantic because sometimes bigger isn't better.
Well, and I don't even remember what my husband said. Like, the words don't matter, right? It's the moment, and the words are important. Hopefully you say, will you marry me? But beyond that, you just want the moment between you two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing many newly engaged couples do is blast it all over social media.
Yes.
But maybe that's not what we want to do.
Right. So again, let's go back to the notion of privacy because I think that in our lives, everything is so public and so instant all of the time. It is nice to have that little window. I mean, if you really want to get it out there, I'm not saying hours, maybe a couple of hours, but again, take that time for yourselves to enjoy the moment and don't put that post right out there right away. Put some thought behind it.
Well, and maybe let the people know in your life face to face.
Exactly. And like call the important people, like your parents. Don't text them. Or grandma. Like, you know, again, that's where weddings, we go back a little bit to traditional things.
Okay. So we've got the don'ts. The first do that ties in the age of Instagram, Snapchat, etc. You should have a social media plan.
Right. So going back to not posting it instantly, that's where you can take that time to think about how you're rolling it out. And, you know, the ring selfie has become a rite of passage.
The what?
The ring selfie.
Oh, I didn't know this was
So you want to make sure that you have a great manicure, that your diamond looks amazing, that you've got it against a great background. There's a lot of things for girls to think about these days, right? So there's that. There's how you're going to treat it on Facebook, create a hashtag. Like, you know, think about it. It's a little bit of an enterprise getting married. So it starts with the engagement and you roll out your social plan from there.
Every guy or girl out there who's hoping to propose, their blood pressure just went right through the roof.
Hey, kids.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
For those aiming for the Jumbotron proposal in front of 30,000 people, you say know your audience.
Know your audience. If you have someone who's really into public spectacle and loves excitement and surprises, go for it. But not everybody is. So again, don't feel the pressure that there has to be this major, you know, public event when a private one that's very intimate and romantic and beautiful, maybe at your favorite restaurant or, you know, get creative that way. That's what I mean by know your audience, so that you have a comfortable, beautiful time together.
You do. Well, and I even just saw on a kind of a sports blooper reel recently where a public proposal at a baseball game, they lost the ring and everything.
So many factors. Everything can go wrong.
Finally, the last one, the bling, the most important part, some say the ring.
Yes.
Do your research.
Yes. So this is the most important piece of jewelry, you know, a person's going to be wearing. So you want to make sure that what you're presenting is something that they're going to love, and they're going to be wearing this every day. So a lot of couples are really doing research together on this, so it's not necessarily always a surprise as to what the ring looks like anymore, and I think that's okay.
Well, it is. It's the most important piece of jewelry you have for the rest of your life, hopefully.
And let's face it, it's a fun thing to shop for and give input on.
Yeah, sure is. Alison, thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thanks for having me.